Sebastian Kugler, and he just finished giving us a talk at Akademy here this year on Project Silk. And if you could just give us a quick summary of sort of what Project Silk is and some of the basic concepts in a nutshell.
Okay, Project Silk is a concept to integrate content and services from the web into native desktop applications, and it's a way for us to overcome a lot of limitations on the browser, and those limitations are inconsistency in input, visual inconsistency. For example, all kinds of different fonts, colors are used, and that a lot of those websites and web services out there are actually made for computers with a keyboard and a mouse and a screen of a certain size, and that's becoming less and less true with the coming of mobile devices, of media centers that are web integrated. So we basically want to take the cool stuff from the web and put it into nicely, well-working, consistently usable UIs, and make that intuitive, make it possible to take different sources of content and services and mesh them up, so create a whole new level of using the web.
Okay. So maybe in terms of tangible things that an end user might see right now, what would be a few examples that are out there at the moment?
Well, a couple of examples I gave was, for example, we have a pretty nice weather applet that takes information from the web and presents it in a really nicely Plasma themed way on the desktop. That's a good example for public information. We also have Wikipedia integrated in the KRunner mini command line. So if you press Alt F2 and type Tampere, for example, it'll be able. It's right now it's in 4.4 already. It can search Wikipedia, and in that case also Wikitravel. So this is native UI that integrates content from the web. That's the publicly available information, but Project Silk is also about your personal information. For example, your email, which might be stored on an IMAP server or at Gmail. Many people use web browsers to access their email, and funnily enough, the concept of dragging and dropping, people went pretty crazy when they saw that happening in a web browser. It's something we've been doing for 20 years on desktop software. So, that reinventing the wheel, we have pretty strong advantages. So it's about getting information from the cloud, if you will. I try to avoid that word, and integrate it into the desktop. And basically, it should not really matter where the information comes from.
Okay, and it sounded like during your talk that a lot of this has to do with sort of underlying infrastructure, and that you're building a lot of things that really the developers of KDE would be able to benefit from, and coming up with more of these types of things like the weather plasmoid. What are some things that they could do right now to take advantage of the work that you've done?
Well, it's the funny thing is that it's not only work we have done in the context of Silk, but there's a lot of these components we need to make a really rocking web experience in a native interface that are already available. There's WebKit, which is an excellent renderer, and it allows us to do really cool stuff. We have classes for XML parsing. The KIO IO layer can do HTTP requests, HTTPS, and all the complicated bits are basically solved. We even have a geolocation data engine in Plasma, which you can use literally in one line of JavaScript. Nobody uses it right now. So on the one hand, we want to create the missing bits, but on the other hand, we also want to get the people to see what's there, to start dreaming, start using all these components to create new, compelling applications, and to actually surpass web browsers in their functionality. And I think that's important in two ways. It keeps us as a desktop project relevant, but much more important is that I see all the time that we can do a lot better than it is right now. We just need to do it, and all the building blocks are there. So I want to create awareness in the community. I don't want to grab developers from projects they're working on right now, and now you join Project Silk and we fix this. What I want to do is talk, for example, with the Gwenview developer how we can make browsing Flickr photos just as easy as photos on your local hard disk.
So it's more, it's less of a, it's less of a project in a traditional coding sense and more of a community project of just trying to expose these ideas to the community.
Yes, it's a movement actually.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, thanks for your time. It was a good talk today, and
Thanks.
look forward to seeing you more at the rest of the Academy.